কে তুমি, কে তুমি, শুধুই লাগো শোনা।
मंगने में आया कलरफुल कन्हैया।
শুনে আসলাম কিন্তু চমৎকার একটি গান বন্ধু।
সব খুশি আসমানি রাখে
He has timed the ball very, very well. Adam Milne, first game back in the New Zealand colours since 2018, is under pressure.
Free hit. Can't quite get all of that one, and Adam Milne gets out of trouble on that delivery. Just a single from it.
As it sort of showed in the New Zealand innings, that most players took a few balls to get going, but once you got the pace of the wicket, the ball starts sliding on. Once you got the pace of the wicket, the ball starts sliding on. It can be quite tough. And you're hitting both sides of the wicket. It can be quite tough. So Bangladesh, 102 or 58 balls. Must be Bangladesh. 9 wickets in hand must be
59
must be slight favourites.
59 is par on the Duckworth-Lewis. They're on 68 at the moment, and there's more coming. Hamish Bennett comes across the fine leg to cut that one off. Sumya here might be thinking of a little bit of history for himself. Mohammad Ashraful took 20 balls to hit 50 against the West Indies in Johannesburg in 2007. That is the fastest half-century in T20 international cricket by a Bangladeshi. Sumya is 40 or 15, but it's Naeem on strike. Oh! Straight down the ground. And that'll be 4 more. Bangladesh. It is a buffet of big hitting out here.
Second change up for the over from Adam Milne. Stand and deliver. Both men up inside the ring, making the most of that. And those big overs we're talking about before, that's 2 in a row.
Tickles that one through. Milne peeks one back. Bangladesh climbing up the win-vis ratio here, the percentages. It's been in the microwave too. "19 runs of each Saudi's over, 18 runs so far from this over." There's a couple of very big overs, and that'll be called wide too. So the Adam Milne over continues. There's a little frustration creeping in here for New Zealand.
It's the intent we've been after all series from Bangladesh, and they showed signs of it in the first 2020 but couldn't do it for long enough. But Sumya Shaka has taken this total as a real challenge, and he's come out from ball 1 now 40 off 15, and in partnership with Naeem, 62 off 32, this partnership so far.
They run through for a quick single. That's good backing up from Sumya too. Naeem will keep the strike for the next over. Adam Milne, 2 overs bowled, none for 26. Bangladesh, 76 for 1. Still a big equation ahead for Bangladesh. Required run rate 10.44, but Sumya Shaka 40 off just 15 deliveries, well supported by Naeem Sheikh. That's the only batsman out at the moment. Current partnership of 63. Time for a change upstairs. Mark Richardson, Grant Elliott, and Craig McMillan as Glenn Phillips gets the ball.
Yeah, change of pace needed out there too, isn't it, with Glenn Phillips? Quicker it was coming, the further it was going. Oh dear, got away with that. That was a shocker.
The last 2 overs have been so successful for Bangladesh. They got 19 off a Milne over, sorry, off Sodhi over, and then 20 off a Milne over, so 39 off those 2. And now the required rate just 10.53. You don't mind it floating around that 10 mark.
Oh, close, really close, angled in, not out. Umpire Wayne Knight.
I think there's bat in here, Rig. But it's nice, it's a good pace and it's skidding on. Not allowing Saka to get underneath it, just skid it on. Oh, there was an inside edge, just lucky for him.
Now that isn't an inside edge, might be. It's not hitting. It's not out.
I've given both of those out. They both looked out to me. He's bowling a good line, tight line, not allowing the left-hander to free his arms.
It's amazing how the naked eye just does not pick up those inside edges.
Leads, great leads, boy, great leads. Keeper.
It's just that skiddy into the wicket spin is probably what's required now. Don't let Saka get underneath the ball.
It's also where, Rig, the finger spinner might be better in these conditions. Inside edge again. The wrist spinner, Sodhi, had real trouble holding the ball and actually the release. But here for the finger spinner, just a little bit easier.
Oh, that's not good. So often the long hop just goes for 1.
This is some over. Grant Elliott, you talked about the last 2 overs going for 39.
Here we go, Jeep, here we go, boy.
Remember, he's a part-time bowler, Phillips. He's gone for 3 singles in this over. Can he finish it off? Sensational over so far.
No, he can't finish it off.
Finish strong here, GP, yeah. Finish strong here.
Doesn't want to.
Naeem's panicked momentarily, thought he was about to be man-catted as well. Oh, little top edge, back edge maybe.
Get around here, boys, get around here.
Good enough for 1. Pretty tidy over this from Glenn Phillips. Badly needed for New Zealand, 80 for 1.
That's a great over. 4 singles. 2 batsmen that are in, looking to be aggressive. And taken 39 from the previous 2 overs. It's also clever captaincy as well from Tim Southee to throw the ball to Glenn Phillips. In that situation, he could quite easily have gone back to the likes of Hamish Bennett. You see Ish Sodhi come back into the attack. Just the 1 over that's gone for 19. Just wonder whether he'll go to the, rather than the leg spinner, which is going to be hard with a wet ball, maybe just out the front of the hand and just getting it to skid on. Wonder if that will be his desired delivery.
You think back to the last game, it can be a cruel game, can't it? Because Ish Sodhi just looked great. He was picking up wickets. He got 4 wickets and he was just bowling beautiful pitched leg spinners. Little toppies and wrong-ins. Everything was hardly bowled a bad ball. Everything was going his way. Bowl 1 over here. Gets it for 19. Nicely bowled, adjusts well.
There's also a lot of options that Tim Southee has. There's Daryl Mitchell and Mark Chapman as well. You probably don't want to bowl a left-arm spinner. There's 2 left-handers out there. Daryl Mitchell, when it's sliding on like this, sometimes spin's a better option. You want to try and get the batter hitting straight. Long straight boundaries, short square. Get them playing across the delivery. We heard Glenn Phillips when he was batting. He said, thinks it's a sort of pitch where you have to look to go straight.
Now, this is off the edge. They're coming in. I don't know if it's going to carry. He'll have to dive. Oh, gets there and puts it down. Brilliant effort out there on the outer. 2 players coming at full stretch. It was Phillips who committed to the catch and nearly pulled off catch of the year.
Phillips was the only one that could actually get there with his speed. It looked like it was dropping in no man's land. Look at the dive. Look how early it is. And he got there. He got too far. Oh, that is some picture. Some camera angle that. He's a bit of a freak. What a catch that would have been, Rig.
Well, it was dive of the year, regardless. Oh, he probably didn't need to do that. Just get one. Gee, he just launched himself from yards away.
Here we go, lads. Great feature, boys. Good service here for us, lads. Go on, yeah, fellas. Keep going, yeah, lads. Right above 11
Just went too
now,
far,
boys.
didn't he?
Get to 12s, yeah, fellas.
He ended up hitting high on the hands rather than in the cup of the hands. Sodi's come back really well in this over so far after being carted in his first.
Yeah, the premier spinner for the night. First over goes for 19. He's come back strong. When the overs are reduced like this, you have to make sure you can bowl the Yorker. This is a big ball for Sodi. Finish the set.
Nicely bowled. It's clever from Sodi. He was watching closely and he was adjusting. And he sneaks through a good over. So that's 2 cheap overs for New Zealand, 85 for 1.
Well, 2 good overs and all of a sudden that required rate goes above 12s. I always think that in these games you want to try and keep it below 12.
Yo, GP, where you left off, boy? Come on.
2 good overs by New Zealand. It brings Bangladesh just under where they need to be. Around the onside, just getting that little bit of skid here, Phillips.
Lovely, Daz. That's you there, Chief. That's you, boy.
This is interesting from Southey. You get someone who I would consider Phillips a part-time bowler in this team. He bowls 1 good over, and there's that decision you make as a captain. Do I bowl him again? Do I change it up? He's gone to Phillips again, and I think this is an over that Bangladesh need to look particularly aggressive against Phillips. I've seen what he's bowled the over before.
Oh, he hasn't hit it. It was an absolute rubbish short one, and it got what it needed. For a minute, I thought it was going to get what it didn't deserve in a wicket.
Well, that's 50 for Sumiasaka. He got a short one. He bowled a couple of short ones, got away with it in his first over, but not this time. He's seeing the ball well, and that's 50 of 25 balls.
Yeah, his third T20, 50 for Bangladesh, and his fastest so far of the 3. It's been an excellent knock. Dangerous, aggressive player.
It's got to continue, though. A lot of runs still required.
Timmy, lovely boy.
I mean, if you extrapolate the score out, it suggests that New Zealand was on a target to make 210 around there. The irony being is that's what Bangladesh needed in the last game.
Oh, GP.
Oh, nearly chips a bang. He should have let it go. What are you doing, Glenn Phillips?
Foul boy, foul GP, foul boy.
Sumiasaka was well out of his ground. He was stranded, and Phillips didn't realise.
Go on, GP.
It's gutsy bowling as well. He's actually taken the pace right off this one. He's just dropped it on back of a length. Oh, 20k difference in that delivery to the other ones.
A little bit of wit. Smears it away on the offside. Another despairing effort. It'll just be 2.
Lovely yards there, boys. Lovely yards there, lads. Top draw. Good efforts to me. Good efforts, boy.
He's gone for 9
One good to finish, yeah, GPA.
in this over. So as far as your part-timer theory goes here, Grant, if he goes for less than 10, it's a good decision to bowl him again.
Great decision. I mean, that would have been a tough decision for Southey. Like I said, he's got the likes of Mitchell, Chapman in the team. But Phillips is going to have to finish this set, and it's going to have to be a Yorker.
It's a big ball. Even better than a Yorker. It's a squeezer, and it's a dot. Just 9 off the over, 94 for 1.
Yeah, that's well bowled. He tucked them up. He's actually changed this game here, Glenn Phillips. Great effort to the left-handers, tucking them up, not giving them any width to work with.
For 1. Bangladesh needs 76 from 36. The skipper's going to bring himself on. I think Glenn Phillips is out there and can hear us. And Glenn, that was nearly the catch of the year. You just need to work on the timing of your dive.
Well, I'm not going to lie. When I was moving that quickly, it was dang hard to see the ball.
You must be gutted. We're having a look at it now. It was just spectacular. And you got a good part of the hand on it, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a good piece of the thumb on it, you know. Like, I guess those ones just stick or they don't. But goodness, that would have been an absolute brilliant one.
Here's Southey.
Who knows?
He's hit
Come on,
onside. Another chance. Tuck
Oh, you guys got to get me on the mic.
Milne's come across. He didn't have to dive, but he still left his feet. He washed it well, and he's cupped it beautifully.
Oh, he's got safe hands, Adam Milne. He's athletic in the field. You don't see him dropping many. Southey's gone short early in at the body of Sumiyasaka, who's been seeing the ball really well. He decides, I want to try and get a piece of it. That's a great grab at a good time for the Black Caps. They needed a wicket. That partnership was getting away from them. Wicket at an opportune time. Sumiyasaka leaves for a well-played 51, scores 94 for 2.
Right, the Bangladesh skipper's out there, Mamadullah. Players cross, name is on strike. Chance of a run out, no, would have made it. And chance of an overthrow now too. Misfield, could be another one. They'll look for it, they'll go for 3, they'll pick up 2 overthrows. Or will they? It's close, I think he makes it.
Southey's not happy. He didn't feel like there was any need for that throw from Sodhi. It's cost another 2 runs. Glenn, how wet actually is it out there? How difficult is it fielding?
It's pretty wet. All the rain from before has just settled on the top. And obviously when they take the rope around, it just brings the water back up to the top, unfortunately, which is about as good as they can do. So credit to the groundsmen for actually getting us back on the pitch so quickly. But, you know, as we saw with the Bangladesh boys as well, anything that's coming at you at pace is actually quite hard to hold. So I think we just need to be a little bit more precise. Obviously, you know, 2 runs and overthrows, that could be the difference at the end of the day in a game like this with only 16 overs to play.
Bowled pretty well with the ball though. With a wet ball, you'd be happy enough with that.
Yeah, it's actually nice and dry once you give it a good rub with the rag. But credit to the fast bowlers with the control that they have, because obviously it's a little bit more wet now too. Catch it.
Mamadala, first ball, tries to climb into it. We know what he's out there to do.
Lovely go.
Glenn, you've bowled 2. Do you think Timmy's going to give you a 3rd?
I think with Mahamadullah in now, my guess is we'd either go Chappie or Ish again, just because that element of difference and predictability in T20 cricket it's a little bit of a downfall when it comes to being an off spinner. So obviously I back hitting my hole if I have to, so we'll see what Timmy thinks. Catch it.
Top edge. This has gone over the top. It's gone very high. Running back. This will be a great catch if taken. Doesn't get close. Bennett trucking back.
You did. It was a top edge, and it looked like he was going to get close. That brings up the 100 for Bangladesh. He had a go at it. That's where you got to go. When you find that length, you've got to go square at McLean Park. Short boundary square. Yeah, Bennett was never going to get that one.
This pitch is certainly quickened up, hasn't it? With a little bit of rain on top of it. Ball was really skidding off the surface now and actually doing most of the players for pace. So a lot of the balls flying behind the wicket.
Slow ball and nicely bowled. No room for Naeem Southey, who's producing a good over here, a really good over. It looks very agitated.
Yeah, he's still not happy about the 2 overthrows off his bowling at the start of the over. He does look a little bit grumpy, doesn't he, the skipper? How good does this? The old knuckleball just wobbles along.
It's brave with a wet ball. Gets it through. Good over for New Zealand. New Zealand start to take an element of control. 100 for 2. And we'll just let Glenn, thanks for your time.
No worries.
Great effort out there in the field. Good performance with the ball. All the best.
Thank you very much. You guys got to get me back on. We seem to take a wicket every time I'm on the mic, so keep with me.
No, you're done, Glenn.
Oh, come on.
You're done, mate.
Thanks, guys.
Great set there, Ish. Great set to me.
Huge wicket in the last over, that of Sumisaka, who was batting brilliantly. He was 51 from 27. Ish Sodhi back on. Was taken in his first over, went for 19, came back, responded well in his second, into his third now. Oh.
So overs 5 and 6 went for 39 runs between them, and then